Let's jump right in. The Apostle Paul gives us this really powerful picture for our lives. He says to think of your life as a building, and how you build it, what you use, and most importantly, what you build it on has consequences that last forever. So today, we're going to unpack that exact blueprint. And it all starts here, with this one verse from the Bible. This is really the cornerstone of the whole idea. Paul is writing to the church in Corinth, and he makes it crystal clear. For a life that has any real meaning, there's only one starting point, only one piece of solid ground. And this isn't just, a helpful tip. Paul is laying this out as a fundamental law of spiritual construction. So that leads us to the big question, the one we all have to ask ourselves, right? If my life is a building, what's holding it all up? What's its foundation? Is it solid? Is it secure? Is it even the right one to begin with? This is the issue Paul wants every believer to really wrestle with, and that's what we're going to explore right now. All right, so here's the big picture Paul's painting. He says every Christian's life is a construction project. He's not asking if you're building, that's a given. He's asking how and on what you're building. And he's making this powerful case that there's only one foundation that's actually going to stand the test of time. You see, this isn't just about trying to be a good person or following some clever philosophy. Paul's argument is that no other leader, no amount of hard work or good intentions, and no brilliant idea can take the place of Jesus Christ. He is the bedrock. Everything else is just shifting sand. And if you get the foundation wrong, the whole building is in danger of coming down. And I mean, the contrast he presents couldn't be more dramatic. On one side, you've got Jesus Christ as the foundation, something totally secure that never changes, a source of real, lasting hope. And on the other side, well, you've got all the things the world tells us to build on, our success, our money, our reputation. What do they all have in common? They're shaky, they're temporary. They just can't hold the weight of a life that's meant for eternity. Okay, so let's say the foundation is set. It's solid, it's Christ. Now the building really begins. But Paul makes it really clear that the materials we use, I'm talking about our daily actions, our attitudes, our choices, they are just as important as the foundation itself. So Paul gives us these two categories of building supplies. On the one hand, he says you can build with gold, silver, and precious stones. Think of these as actions that have real eternal value, things done out of love for Christ. But then there's the other pile of materials, wood, hay, and straw. They might look like you're building something big for a little while, but there's just no substance to them. They're flimsy. And here's the bottom line. What you do today matters forever. The way we choose to live, how we serve other people, how we spend our time and our energy, all of it is building something. Paul's message is really a wake-up call to start living with forever in mind, because every choice we make is adding to a structure that one day will be put to the test. And that brings us to the climax of this entire metaphor. It's the moment of truth. Paul warns us that a day is coming when every single one of these buildings, every life's work, is going to face the ultimate test to reveal what it's truly made of. Just let that sink in for a second. Every person's work is going to be evaluated by God himself. And Paul describes this test as a fire. Now, this isn't a fire for punishment. It's a fire of purification, of revelation. It's designed to burn away everything that's cheap and temporary, and reveal what's genuine, what's truly valuable. Okay, this next part is absolutely crucial to understand. Theologians often call this the bema seat of Christ. This fire tests the work, not the person's salvation. If you have built your life on the foundation of Christ, you are secure, period. This test is all about reward. The gold, silver, and precious stones, those things that represent a life lived for Christ, they'll survive the fire, and they'll be rewarded. But the wood, hay, and straw, that stuff will get burned up, which means a loss of reward, but, and this is key, not a loss of salvation. So, after hearing all that about the foundation, the materials, and this final fiery test, the question becomes pretty obvious, right? How do I build well? How do I do this? Well, Paul doesn't just leave us hanging. The source gives us a really clear, practical blueprint for building a life that's actually going to last. Let's just walk through this 4-step plan. First, you have to constantly examine your foundation. Be honest with yourself. Is my life really truly built on Christ, or have some other things started to creep in and become my security? Second, center your decisions on Him. This means taking every choice, career, relationships, money, and asking, God, what honors you most here? Third, invest in the eternal. That means being intentional about focusing your time and energy on things with lasting value, like your relationship with God and serving people. And finally, serve to honor Him. It's the why behind what we do that gives our actions eternal weight. We build with gold when we're not working for our own glory, but for His. So, we've covered the whole blueprint, from the foundation all the way to the final inspection. What's the one big idea we need to take away from all this? How do we boil down this powerful metaphor into one single action? It really is this simple and, at the same time, this profound. Build your life intentionally on the foundation of Jesus Christ. If you don't remember anything else, remember that. Because every other choice, the materials you pick, the quality of your work, it all flows from that one fundamental decision. And so I'll leave you with this final thought to really reflect on. Take a hard look at your life, at your calendar, your bank account, your ambitions. Are you spending your precious, non-renewable time building with wood, hay, and straw, or are you investing in the gold, silver, and precious stones that are going to last for eternity? Because as Paul makes so clear, that choice is ours to make every single day.